Give Siena credit. Jerry's doing a great job with those guys. They're going to win a lot of games. That was a test. They were physical. They were big. They got every loose ball. It seemed like in the first half. But I thought our guys responded. You win it's amazing. Everybody talks about our three-point shooting and all that, and we just won a game making 3 threes. 46 to 20 points in the paint. I just think that's where the game's won. I've always said it. 3-point shooting is fickle. You never know what's going to happen, but the game has to be won in the paint. You rebound the ball, second chance points, attack the paint, and I thought we did a really good job. I thought Amari did an unbelievable job coming off the bench. Hasn't played a lot, has been hurt. Gave us a big lift, had 5 assists. I thought Andrew was really good coming off the bench. And I thought Caden got the belt. He's a blue collar guy. Got a lot of loose balls, and you got to work on his foul shot a little bit. But I just thought we played hard, and we didn't play perfect, but we beat a really good Siena team.
Coach, you mentioned after the Canisius game the ability for your team to adapt and kind of as the game goes on. You mentioned the loose balls and the offensive rebound Siena was able to get in the first half. How did you see that change in the second?
Yeah, it was just, it's like football. It's a fumble. It's a 50-50 ball. Who wants it? And I thought in the first half, they wanted it more, or they got, lucky and the ball bounced, whatever. But you got to make your luck. And we didn't do a good job. We were late to the ball on a number of occasions. The ball was, and then, they would get it. They would hit 3 or, make a shot. And, but I thought our guys really hung in there and kept on fighting, and we had a little bit of a spurt and made a little bit of, a gap, and then finished it off.
After the Canisius game, you also talked about perimeter defense. Improving that. What was your thought?
Yeah, we held them to 39%. They made 6 threes, which was, not a bad job, but I thought we did a better job keeping the ball in front of us. The kid Schultz is a really good player, and I thought going into the game, even though Doty can really score, I thought Schultz was the key, trying to keep him, because he can go for 30, and like he's the heart and soul of that team. He's the point guard, he's the quarterback, and I thought we did a decent job on him. Didn't do as much of a job on Doty, but he's a really good player. But in the end, I thought we guarded the ball much better than we had in the 2 previous games.
Mark, you're still learning these guys, but after 3 games, where do you think this team is?
we got a lot to work on. It's the 3rd game. I'm still learning their names. Guys are still learning each other, how they play, their strengths and weaknesses. They're still learning the system. Hopefully we'll be a better team come January, February, March, and that's the goal. Having 11 new guys and trying to get them all involved in what we're trying to do, it's difficult. But I thought our work ethic has been really good, and I think we're playing hard. We're not playing well all the time. We make our errors, but I thought tonight was an indication we played hard, and that's, to me, that makes up for a lot of sins.
Coach, DeSante hasn't first 2 games found a lot of points, but 8 points in the first half tonight, and just did a really good job facilitating for the offense.
Yeah, he did a much better job. Even against Canisius, he did much more of getting into the paint and kicking it. Now he scored a little bit more today in the first half. Plus, he missed 2 or 3 layups that he should have and could have and will make as we go along. But I thought he did a really good job defensively on Schultz. We needed somebody a little bit of size, and I thought he really stepped up and did a good job in that area. But he's the quarterback, and he's got to continue to improve, and he will.
It was a passionate performance from Caden and from Frank as the game went on. How much did you see that play into the defense? You got 21 points off your turnovers this game.
Yeah, we got tested tonight, and I thought we responded. It was a blue-collar approach. You watch tape of Siena, and you don't know their size until you see them and their physicality. And I thought we matched it. And to have 46 points to 20 points in the paint says a lot about our guys, and I'm proud of their effort.
Coach, we didn't see Joe after the 14-minute mark of the second half. Just what
Yeah.
did you see from him tonight?
Joe's still learning. This is his second year of organized basketball, and those guys were big, and we just thought trying to bring in two big guys with Andrew and Frank, and also we brought in Xander as well. We just needed a little bit more beef, I guess, inside, and I thought those two guys did a good job. But Joe's got a bright future.
Doty and Coyle were really, clawing that Siena team back. What did you see from what Doty was doing on the defensive end for you guys, against you guys?
Defensively?
Yeah.
I don't know defensively, but I know offensively. He scored 25. He's getting in the paint, hitting some shots. He's a good player. I don't know if he was the freshman of the year in the league or he made the all-freshman team. He's a really good player, and he's much improved than he was when we first played him last year when he was a freshman. Much more physical, and Coyle is a shooter. And some of those loose balls that we didn't get, they kicked them out to him, and he knocked down shots. You just can't give a guy like that with a stroke like that, any space, and we did it a couple of times.
Can you tell me about Amari's playmaking off the bench?
He played really well. He shot the ball well. He made plays. He's come curling off that down screen and hitting those seam passes, and he played really, really well. And I'm proud of him. And like I said, he's been banged up a little bit, but he's going to help us.
Coach, end of the first half, you guys have 24 seconds. You take a timeout, and Amari, with like 5 seconds left, finds Joe, dunks it home. Was that like a design play, or was that just kind of like heat of the moment?
Yeah, that's how we designed that play. It wasn't perfect, but yes, it's a curl, and yes, I won't tell you the name of the play, but yeah, that's a design play, and those guys executed, pretty well.
Katie got to 1,000 points tonight. Any thoughts on
Caden's a really good player. That's why talk about Division III, Division II, Division I. This player is all over this country, and he's a blue collar guy that knows how to play. He's been well coached in high school and his former college. We're happy to have him and blessed to have him. He's just a guy that's relentless. Always gets those loose balls. You always have players on teams when the ball's on the ground for whatever reason that guy comes up with it, and he's one of those players.
Coach, with back-to-back rivalry games, what was your message to the team?
Every game is special. I don't care if you're playing Canisius, Siena, or Duke. You only have 34 opportunities. You work all summer, 365 days for 34 opportunities, and you got to take each one because you never know when your last one's going to be. So everyone's special, and you got to take advantage of it.
All right, thanks, guys.
All right, thanks. Yeah.
Yeah, for sure. Siena is just a great team, a scrappy team, and we knew that coming in. And in the first half, they got way too many loose balls for us, and we definitely had to clean that up. That they had so many second chance points, and that's just not acceptable. But in the second half, we cleaned it up. We played hard, not smart, and I think it's important for us to really look at the film tomorrow and see what we can improve on because we got a good Youngtown team tomorrow on Saturday. So definitely stuff to clean up, but a lot to build off of.
Buddy, I don't know, I think you may have matched your season high so far early on this season, 24 points, but unlike against Bradley, you're doing it inside the three-point line tonight.
Right.
Talk to me about what you were seeing on the court.
To be honest with you, I seen that they was going under my ball screens the first time, so we practice always re-screen it. So after we re-screened it, I always seen it was wide open lane, so I just tried to pull a midi. But I've been working on that a lot lately, so that's why I've been going in. And I just started off real good. So once the twos start going in, the threes start dropping. So you know how that get.
Caden, you talked about how Siena was a scrappy team. Just how important was it for you guys to match their energy tonight?
Super important. Teams like that are physical, that are scrappy. They don't leave. They don't ever are out of the game. You guys saw probably the last 2 minutes that felt like 30 minutes. They're just scrappy, getting deflections, and so it's important to maintain our energy and intensity. In the first half, we just didn't do that. Just too many loose second chance points and stuff. And I'm glad we fixed it, and we did fix it. And ultimately, I think we were plus on the board. So we did a good job there in the second half. But that first half, we definitely have to be better at starting off the game with that intensity.
how much does that speak to the maturity you guys see within the team from behind closed doors, where go back to even against Canisius, you guys are able to adapt your game as the game goes on?
I feel like everybody been buying in to the main goal of what we want to do, and we've been doing the little things. So the maturity, everybody is just listening to other guys on our team, and just giving each other advice. So nobody's really getting mad or taking criticism in a bad way. We actually taking it in a good way to help the team out.
Yeah, and to build off that, like it starts at the top. DeSante was great tonight, and for us, we kind of take the personality of him and just him as our captain. He got us going and kind of holding us accountable the whole game, and he played great. And I think for that, we just have a lot of guys like that, a lot of seasoned guys that have kind of been through the ringer, been through seasons, and know what's expected to ultimately win. So just having personalities like that in the locker room is what really helps with trying to win.
Gavin Doty tonight had 24 points on the other side. What was your sort of approach to guarding him in the second half, with him trying to relentlessly, score throughout the game?
Yeah, that was my matchup. That's unacceptable. He's a great player, just crafty, gets inside and, really shot fakes, kind of pull-ups and stuff like that. And that's something I got to look at the film and see what I could have done. But, great player, and it's a great lesson for me, so I can just go back and see what positions I could have been in better and kind of build off of that. So.
Caden, 1,000 career points for you. What does that mean?
1,000?
All it means is I've been playing for a minute. I just hopefully, honestly, that's all it means.
Buckets?
Yeah,
Okay.
So nice accomplishment. I'm sure my mom probably likes it more than me, but hopefully you have a lot more points to go. So, but it's kind of nice.
Okay, 1,000 points. Okay, club.
Anything else?
Caden, what's going on in your head right now? You've got the Bonnie belt. You just won the Francis
Oh.
Okay.
Yeah. So Buddy got one, Frank got one, so I had to get mine.
Yeah.
It's actually kind of heavy. I wasn't expecting that, but hopefully it got more belts to go. I don't know. Schmidt has a high expectation, so I don't know. We'll see, but it's kind of nice to win it.